2026. We will start with our public hearings for ordinance number 26-26.
Being an ordinance amending Chapter 509 Disorderly Conduct and Peace Disturbance of the codified ordinances to add a new section, 50913, which provides regulation regarding keeping, occupying, frequenting disorderly houses, disturbing the peace.
Is anyone here to speak on ordinance number 26-26? Hearing none, we'll move on to ordinance number 26-27.
Being an ordinance accepting the final plat for Stonebridge Crossing Phase 1, located within the corporate limits of the city of Louisville, Ohio.
Is anyone here to speak on ordinance number 26-27?
I'm here to answer any questions.
Okay,
No.
great. Hearing none, we will move on to the call to order, and I'll ask for an approval of the May 4th, 2026 meeting agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljancic,
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Please bow your head for a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
McAllister Atkins,
Here.
Street,
Here.
Aljancic,
Here.
Godone,
Here.
Johnston,
Here.
We have a certificate of an open meeting, and I'll ask for approval of the April 20th, 2026 council meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljancic,
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
All right, and that brings us to the reason why most of you are here. So I'd like to invite Brandon, friends, family, who would like to come up and join you for the swearing in at this time.
Oh.
All right, good-looking crew. All right, Brandon, repeat after me. I, Brandon Hickle,
I, Brandon Hinkle,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
and obey the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
in the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
that I will,
that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter and ordinances
of the Charter and ordinances
of the city of Louisville,
of the city of Louisville,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Fire Lieutenant for the city of Louisville.
of Fire Lieutenant of the city of Louisville.
All right, congratulations, Lieutenant. Thank you.
Rod, I think you need to stay.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we can take a brief 2-minute recess. Anybody that wants to get pictures can come up. You can do that now, and that way the kids can get to playing outside.
Before the rain.
Okay, you.
We'll take pictures out there when you guys.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. 2-minute recess. I know people are going to stay for
Thank you. Where is everybody going?
Hey, there's no doubt who the people came to see tonight, so congratulations, Lieutenant Hinkle. All right, that brings us to ordinance number 26-26.
Being an ordinance amending Chapter 509, disorderly conduct and peace disturbance of the codified ordinances to add a new section, 50913, which provides regulation regarding keeping, occupying, frequenting disorderly houses, disturbing the peace.
I'll make the motion we bring ordinance number 26-26 to the table for its second reading.
Second.
Mayor, as you know, this is the ordinance requested by the police department to deal with the occasional criminally disorderly residents.
Okay.
Perfect.
Any further questions on this?
Yeah, I've read it a half dozen times.
Yeah, good to have. Good. All right, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Street.
Yes.
Aljansek.
Yes.
Gadone.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes. Okay, I'll declare ordinance number 26-26 duly passed and enacted. We'll move on to ordinance number 26-27.
Being an ordinance accepting the final plat for Stonebridge Crossing, Phase 1, located within the corporate limits of the city of Louisville, Ohio.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance number 2627 to the table for its second reading.
Second?
This is the second and final reading of the final plot for Stonebridge Crossing Phase 1. Essentially, if you're familiar with that area behind the South Plaza on Reno and North Chapel, originally there were condominium-style homes on Wind Ridge, and then another developer started to put up the three-story townhomes. And this is the next developer who will be putting up single-family homes in that same area.
So Dave helped me with a couple questions that I had, but the one that I didn't ask was, does this change anything with setback, anything like that? Because I know sometimes condos are a little closer to the road. Is it a typical 40-foot setback in distance from lot lines?
I don't, compared to just normal, there are variances. I could go through, probably try to find the different variances, but to fit those houses on there, because the way we changed the lot sizes and everything to accommodate, I think Rich is here from the development, he can answer a lot of these questions, but over the last 20, 25 years, I think they've changed this. Rich, how many times have they changed this development? Now they're looking at townhomes, they had single family, now it's single family again. And so, yeah, I think it's pretty standard setbacks, et cetera, except there is probably some variances here or there that are required to meet what they want to build there.
That's good, yeah, let's get it developed.
Yeah.
The housing is
Absolutely.
definitely necessary.
Do you mind just stepping up to the podium and giving us your elevator pitch on you know, kind of what you're thinking, timeline, what we're looking at?
Yeah, my name is Rich Costin. I'm representing New Life Development. We own the property out there. We have owned the property since the beginning, have struggled to get things in there to work. However, we are now single-family homes, fee simple. So they will own the land underneath them, and they will own the building themselves. To answer your question directly, yes, there was some variances asked for, and zoning, they granted those. The setback from the street is 40 foot, that's what I just spoke. So that was what your main point was. Some of the other variances had to be asked for was just to try to, we're fixed. The street's in, utilities are in, buildings are there, we just had to make some things work. And I felt they were minor in asking, and the board zoning accepted those. So, again, fee simple, I think we're 16 lots, and then we hope to have phase 2 again, the north side of Reno. There'd be 5 more lots over there. We are looking for a little bit more of a, hopefully a little more price point. One of the bigger things out there is from the original one, they were designed to be slab on grade, and that is probably what's going to be built out there now. So there's savings of not having to cost a basement. What the alternate is that is you just have to dig that dirt out, and there's just no place to put it. You put dirt on wheels and try to haul it out, it just adds a chunk of money. And so we think there's going to be more, we'll be able to sell, there'll be more of a price point because of some cost savings there. So feel there's a demand in the marketplace for it. I general, the people that are buying homes tend to be a little more mature these days. Just the way the world is, they have the money and the means to do that. We're not specifically targeting anybody, but we're just gonna build, excuse me, who will sell and build will build, really kind of how out there that they can sell. Proposing a double car, attached garage, slab on grade. I think we're talking in the range of the homes were, I think 12 to 1,800 square foot. Again, we got some restrictions out there in how we do. But, higher ceilings, all the modern amenities, 1.5 to 2 bed, bathrooms, 2 bedrooms.
Great.
I think I covered, I didn't have my notes in front of me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think most of the lots are around 55, 60 majority, depending on how it goes around the bend. There's some smaller, some more cul-de-sac type
Okay.
lots.
Is that R1 day?
R3, yeah, I believe it's R3.
I believe you're correct.
Did you say what size the lot sizes are?
The actual size of the lots
Yeah,
itself?
yeah.
It depends on the lot. Most
Yeah.
of the frontage is probably 55 to 60, a majority of the lots. There's 21 lots total.
Okay.
There are a few that are a little smaller, a few that are low as far as frontages. I don't have, looks like about 8,100 square feet is total lot size. Of course, they're different sizes. based
Sure,
on each
yeah.
lot.
And Dave, not to correct you, I'm kind of just looking here, I think our smallest lot, was maybe we asked for a little variance, is 7,900 square feet. And I can see the largest ones, I'm seeing 12,000, and 12, almost 13,000 is the largest one.
Well, you
Again,
got-
as Dave was saying, bend in the streets and stuff like that.
You actually got one lot that's 26,000.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one on the corner there. Yeah. So they did get some variances for lot size, setback, or side setbacks, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Glad to see something happening out there, though.
Yeah.
We are too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Algeansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Declare ordinance number 26-27 duly passed and enacted. We'll move on to ordinance number 26-29.
Being an ordinance amending the schedule of fees to be effective July 1st, 2026 for the city of Louisville.
I'll make a motion, we bring ordinance number 26-29 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
All right, Mayor, so Ohio Billing is who administers our fire and EMS billing, and our rates are largely based on their recommendations. In most cases, it's what Medicare will reimburse. In other cases, it's simply industry standards. So what they are recommending that we do, and what this ordinance does, is add a fee or a charge for vehicle and truck fires based on the classification of the vehicle, the size, so that the fire service or the fire department can be reimbursed when they experience those types of calls.
Is there a change to the existing fees?
These currently are not fees. These would be new fees. Any of the existing fees
Yeah.
won't change. This is a new set of
Just
fees.
the new ones, okay.
Yeah.
You got anything on that, chief?
No, what it does is it just clarifies down from a pickup truck to a semi-truck. There's different classifications based on their weight, weight, and allows us to do different price points, because obviously they're gonna be different size fires.
Yes. Anywhere from $500 to $1,250.
Did we
That
have-
the insurance company would be responsible for.
Did we have it before just in like one set fee?
Yep.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was truck fire.
Okay.
Yeah, vehicle
Oh.
fire.
And I like the one where you included this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that-
that I know what
that's
you're talking
what-
about.
Yeah,
What
that-
they're
right,
talking
that's
about, yeah.
the-
That's more or less for us too. We go out there and say, okay,
Just
this is
a
the
little-
truck we're putting out today.
So I was trying to picture everything as I was reading, and I came to that one. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jesus.
Got a visual.
Yep. No, I'm good with that. It makes sense that we're able to capture the revenue to help offset. I know it doesn't come close to breaking even, but.
And it's not anything that's groundbreaking. It's what other organizations already do.
Sure.
Do we not have, from the pictures, right, back to what Joni was saying, do we not have a Class 8? Because I see it only goes up to class 4 to 6? Is there not one for the bigger?
I'd have to look at the figure,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'd have to
I
look
don't
at
see
it
a
and get
7
that
and 8 on
comparison.
here, that's all. Plus
Yeah, under
it's-
the additions, you mean, Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you mean class 7 and 8 in the
Yeah,
illustration?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you. I didn't realize that you paid when the ambulance came to your house and stuff like that until, I didn't know that until, my neighbor had to call him and then, you know,
Yeah, different levels of life support costs are
Yes.
different.
Yes.
I was just ignorant. You're never too old to learn.
Right.
Unless our trucks aren't up over the 26,000 pound. I just kind of feel like our big one would be
Like down
a
here.
class 8, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that, to be honest with you, and get back
Okay.
to you
Yeah.
on that.
That'd be good, because I
Yeah,
think,
probably wanna add
obviously,
that.
that'd probably double, right? I think it'd be more than the 4 to 6.
Could we amend that later?
I'm sure we
If
could,
we-
I mean.
if we need to.
We can go back to Ohio Billing and get their recommendations on it.
Sure.
So all we're saying, all we're saying is the class 7 and 8's not depicted in the illustration, correct?
It's in the illustration, it's just not in the price.
Price points.
There's fire car, fire truck class 1 to 3, and 4 to 6.
Oh, there is 7 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Down here?
Yeah, it's,
No, in the pricing.
In the pricing structure.
Yeah, right, I got right here.
Yeah, do you see 7 and 8?
oh, did it not, oh, I see what you're saying, it didn't make it to the order, it is in the proposal, it didn't make it to the order.
Oh, it's on that?
It's in the proposal.
here,
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Just tell me flip the page.
Oh. There we go.
Thank you.
There it is, all right.
I
Yeah,
got
I
it.
saw it here.
Thank you.
Yes,
Easy.
and he was looking, and I was looking here too, and it wasn't on
My
this side, but it's
apologies.
on this side.
It's confusing.
Yeah, which is
the
fine.
way
Which
they're
one's
set
the
up.
ordinance?
Well, it would,
That's why I
yeah,
took-
we would,
that's why we none of us
if it's not in
answered
the
it. We
actual
didn't know.
rates and
Confusing.
fees, we would, if it was missed, we would add what's here
Yeah, that
to
makes
the
sense
rates and
then.
fees. So you'd be passing this, and
Okay.
before the second
Okay.
reading it would be.
I see.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was looking at.
I'll
this,
withdraw
not
my
the
question.
ordinance.
Yeah.
No, I
All
see
right.
why you asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, flip the page, that's it.
All right, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljanzic.
Yes.
Cadone,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Okay. Brings us to resolution number 26-30.
Being a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into all agreements necessary for the city of Louisville's participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2026.
I'll make the motion, we bring resolution 26-30 to the table for discussion.
Second?
And Mayor, this is just the annual process that allows us to take part in the state's program for road salt supplies.
Is there like a certain amount we have to buy each year?
We tell them that there's an amount, and then we have to take a certain percentage of that amount and can't take beyond. But towards the end of the year, depending on what maybe November and December looks like, we can make some minor adjustments.
That's what I thought. Just getting you to verify. what
Yeah,
I'm at.
it's not a, it's
Not a
it's not a
set
smorgasbord of road salt. We have to have some indication well before the winter of what we expect that we're going to take. And then when that time comes, we have to take within a percentage of that. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljanzic.
Yes.
Cadone,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Great, let's move to ordinance number 26-31.
Being an ordinance amending Part 11, Planning and Zoning of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Louisville.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance 2631 to the table for its first reading.
Second.
All right, Mayor, so occasionally there are circumstances where a property owner will want to divide a plot of land or combine them, and it's not entirely simple or clear in the ordinances how that's done. So based on recommendation from the Planning Commission, and as we have done, as you know, with a lot of other ordinances, we're just making some changes to streamline, simplify, and clarify that process, and make it clear that provided the road exists, no changes need to be made to the road, and we're not dealing with more than 5 lots that the Planning and Zoning, or Planning and Development Director can authorize those changes, rather than it having to go back to the entire Planning and Zoning Board.
Now, I'd assume that would speed things up for residents
Right.
then.
Well, it speeds things up also. They have to pay to go to the planning commission, that's another charge.
Oh, okay.
And then basically, to be honest with the planning commission members, there are times when that's all we have, one split or combine for the meeting. And it's pretty boilerplate stuff.
Okay.
So, and I think they were actually much in favor of this when they passed it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for updating everything.
How about you? Is it something you prefer too, Dave?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, whatever we can do to help the residents, save them money and expedite things, why shouldn't we be doing it?
Sure.
Now,
Less red tape and
with-
regulation.
With this process, does the county come, you have to go to the county before this or after this, or?
For recording?
Mhm.
No, it's the same thing except for we go to the recording, we do the recording afterwards, like we do now.
Okay, so if a resident wanted to do it, they'd come to you first, and
We'd
then?
approve it. I'd approve it, we go through that, and then we get the plat drawn up as far as for recording purpose, the Mylar.
Okay. Very good. Any more questions?
Does that, I mean, obviously it gives you you can approve it. You can also say no as well, right? Yeah. I never didn't approve one when I sat on
Yeah.
there, so.
Well, you sat on it, so you know how many times it.
Yes.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
These are being reviewed by not only me and the planning department, but the engineer, our engineer looks at it. It's all, we have, surveys that are done, I mean, it's all pretty standard stuff.
Cool.
Except we've never really done it that way in the past, we've just always taken it through planning, and when I was looking at it, I said,
It's ridiculous.
why are we doing it this way? And then I talked to Tanya, and she said, well, let's just clean it up a little bit to make sure we're all on the same page.
Cool.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's less regulation and red tape.
Heck, yeah.
I like it.
Cutting the red tape on a Monday night. Sounds good. Let's
That's
go
what
ahead
we
and
do.
vote.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Cadone.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
All right. Next up is ordinance number 26-32.
Being an ordinance amending Chapter 971 Parks of the Codified Ordinances to add a new section, 971.20, which preserves the wooded area of Metzger Park.
I'd like to bring ordinance number 26-32 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
Mayor, as you know, this is the ordinance that will, this is the first reading of the ordinance that will preserve that wooded area north of Metzger Park before you get to the condominium development and prevent any use of it like we've had for the past couple of years.
So the Boy Scouts have already made the walking path, right, to that area.
There's a number of walking paths that exist. They were restored when the haunted house organization left. They restored what they disturbed.
Right, yeah.
So they're in good shape at this point, yes.
Mhm.
Thanks again, Tanya, for your fine
Yeah.
work on that.
Of course.
I think this is a win-win. We got the haunted
Right.
trail, we wanted to keep them in town, we got them a better spot where they could set up something more permanently, and then this is a win for the people that enjoy the trail and residents that have to live beside it for
Correct.
a few
Yes.
months, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Cadone.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
All right, let's get down to new business and move to entertaining a motion to request or not request a hearing for a liquor permit transfer to Red, White, and Booze LLC, DBA Town Tavern, located at 101 East Main Street, from JOEP LLC, DBA Town Tavern, located at 101 East Main Street.
And I think staff has no problem with that transfer,
Yeah,
right?
there are no objections to the transfer.
That is an interesting name for that
Yeah.
LLC. but
I thought the same thing, Guy.
I would make the motion that we
Patriotic.
would not request a hearing for that permit transfer to Red, White, and Booze.
I'll second.
We had fun with that name during the staff meeting.
Sure you did.
Yeah. Any discussion? As long as Chief has no concerns, I have no concerns, and I'm glad to have new owners in town, and looking forward to what they do with it.
It seems like they're gonna have a little more food variety, a little more activity. It should be a positive thing for downtown.
Is it open?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night is the first night.
Okay, so it will be open
Cinco de
for.
Mayo tomorrow.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
It'll
So
be
it'll
open for Cinco de Mayo and then the first, second Friday, and I'm not sure what their schedule after that will be.
Okay.
What time did you say you're getting there, Joni?
She's cutting the ribbon.
Yeah, he's cutting the ribbon, cutting the ribbon, very good.
Cut the red tape.
All right, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Street?
Yes.
Aljanser?
Yes.
Cadone?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
All right. Andy, the floor is yours.
Just a couple of things, Mayor. So we're still working with Omni Fiber and their subcontractors on restoration of yards and the repair of damage to some streets and some infrastructure that was done. There is a note in this week's newsletter that will be in the utility bill for residents to contact us in the event that theirs was not properly restored. So we will stay on top of that and continue to work with them to try and get things back to the way they were. I mentioned to you in the email, I am going to go to a webinar on Wednesday. We've been in communication with the government in Norfolk Southern on improvements to the railroad crossings on West Main and Chapel. If you remember, that was one of the goals from last year. So we're still, obviously still pursuing it. We would like to do it at the least cost to us. So we'll see what funding is available, and I'll certainly update you on that. As I mentioned, the first, second Friday is this Friday. You may have noticed by now, downtown is, we're well on our way into decorating for America 250 and some of the events that will take place downtown this summer.
We've gotten more positives on Facebook about like the poles, the red, white, blue lights and
Yes.
stuff like that. And also we call it that we just painted.
Oh, the
with
gazebo.
The gazebo with the
gazebo.
flag
Yes,
hanging and stuff
yes.
like that.
And today, the Revolutionary War banners went up. There's a couple more windows that will be done and some other displays.
We're living
And
up
the
to
flags, of course,
Constitution now.
on the green space.
Uh-huh.
Those will be up.
What, Rotary's putting up 250 flags.
255, right.
Awesome.
That's great.
That
We usually
should
put
be an
up 50.
impressive sight by the time that it's all done.
Yeah.
And then, just to make you aware, as I did in the email, May 13th, the department heads will attend a leadership workshop provided by Pradco, who you should be familiar with. They've done a lot of the former city managers' evaluations. And then, of course, the goal will be that this is an ongoing process throughout the years. And other than that, that is all I have.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Any questions for Andy?
None?
Okay. Move on. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. I did meet with the residents at Stone Ridge Village. We had a good meeting, good talk. Lasted almost an hour. They had a lot of good questions. Went over a lot of things, put their mind at ease on a lot of stuff they didn't realize they had there. So it went very well, and it was all done.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, hey, not a problem. Glad to do it. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Dave?
Mayor, Council, I have nothing to.
All right. Tanya, do you want to share anything? I feel like we always skip over you. If
You know,
you probably have a lot to say.
yeah, it's always privileged. So, so not for the public record. No, everything's been going very smoothly. I haven't had anything really thrown my way. So, but I appreciate the invitation.
We'll ask again next year.
All right.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session for the purpose of discussion regarding the potential sale of real estate and to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public official.
I'll make a motion to move into executive session.
I'll second.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Street?
Yes.
Algencia?
Yes.
Cadone?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Okay, no action to follow. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for staying.
That's what Tristan texted, he couldn't make it tonight.
Oh.
Just want you guys to know.
He's not gonna get the gold star.